Hi, welcome to Moon Evans Studio. I'm going to answer your specific questions about oil painting. Let's get started. Today's topic is all about brightness and darkness. We can also call it tonal value. I'm going to paint the kitchen spoon in two ways. First way is with one color, raw umber, and another way is with black and white, two values. I try to put the shadow value in first. While I'm painting, I'm also going to talk about divide the light and shadow, group value, and observe your subject matter. Whenever I paint, the first thing I do is to divide the light and shadow. The line dividing those two is called terminator. It means you are finding the line where light ends and where shadow begins. Many art teachers tell you to squint. You can try to see if it works for you because it shuts most of the information. But I don't squint. I combine what I know and what I see to determine the value. Beginners need to train their eyes more. Being an artist means you can see what's in front of you more than other people, whether it's color, shape, value, or angle. However, in the beginning, your eyes cannot see as much as trained artists, so you need some background knowledge to support what you cannot see. Reading art books and learning from other artists about the logic of how light works are important. That's where I started. The knowledge can help you to trust your decisions. For example, we know the light source is from upper left, because for this situation, that's where I set up my light source. Light only travels straight lines. We cannot bend the light. That means the bottom of the spoon will be darkest. It has no light hitting the area at all. When the light hits the table, it will bounce back. The bounced light is called reflected light. That's why your bottom half of the spoon looks a little lighter even though the direct light didn't hit the area. It's affected by the reflected light. Remember, in the beginning, we divide the light into light area and dark area. In the dark area, no matter how light it looks like, the value is darker than the light area. I also encourage you to paint from life as much as possible. You can see the space and depth in front of you. You can also touch the object and imagine the light going darker and darker when it's turning away from the light source. One pitfall that I want to mention is, depending on the colors surrounded by, your eyes adjust automatically. This is a piece of color sheet. You can see it's a solid color, but if I put other colors on top of it, suddenly, the solid color looks different from the window. To solve this problem, you can use a card painted with neutral gray, punch a hole, and see the color from the hole. You'll see its true color that way, because you shut down the colors around it. Nature has a wider value range than our oil paint range. It means we cannot copy exactly what we see, because our oil paint simply cannot cover the value range we see. That's why we need to group our value to express using just black and white, grouping from 2 to 5 values, your choice. If seeing a color is too challenging, you can use your cell phone to take a photo and transfer it into black and white picture to check the value. Gradually, you'll be able to tell without the camera. Looking at what you are painting is very important. It seems obvious, but many people don't do that. In addition, make sure you constantly remind yourself to go back several steps to check your painting from a distance. That will prevent distortion and you can find what's wrong with your painting easily. Half of the time, you should be looking at your subject matter and also stepping back to analyze your painting. If you still can't figure out what needed to be done at this moment, take a break and come back to it the next day. Find the terminator where the light ends and where the dark begins. Paint from life to train your eyes how to see subject matters in front of you. Reading art books and learning from other artists to grow your knowledge base. Reflected light looks bright in the shadow area, but it's usually darker than the light area. To see the true color, use a gray card, punch a hole, and see the color through the hole. Nature has a wider range than our oil paint range. We need to group value in order to recreate what we see in the world. You can group values to 2 tones to 5 tones. You should look at your subject matter half of the time when you are painting. You also need to step back from your painting constantly. This is very important. You can use a simple object such as an egg under different lighting source and find the terminator. Next, organize your value in 2 to 5 tones. After several exercises, this will be very natural to you. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any specific questions. See you next time.